And we're back. Chapter 2. Robin seemed to smirk slightly, but it was wiped away when he realized what the dark bird was up to. Raven was at the foot end of the bed, kneeling on the floor in between Robin's spread legs. Her hands traveled up his legs to his torso and back again, teasing him.
Oh my god.
Clad in sweats, his excitement was eye-catching.
His excitement was what?
His excitement was eye-catching. Raven's fingers then twirled around the band in his pants and pulled it down along with the boxers he had underneath. Releasing Junior.
What?
Releasing Junior.
That's how I refer to my penis. Come on, Junior.
Come on, Junior, time to get up.
Come on, Junior, time to wape another white woman. She eyed it for a second, licked her lips and her fingers, then delicately curled around it. She teased it with her fingers for a few moments, before she bent her head and took him in her mouth. She could feel Robin tense for a second, and smile mentally. How could she feel him smile? Oh yeah, she's an empath. And then he relaxed and began enjoying her service. Her service. Her tongue flicked around and taunted him nicely. What the fuck is that?
It's tongue.
Okay, get it away, please. Okay, she could sense that he was no longer interested in kissing Starfire. Oh, bitch, you're rejected. His mind was elsewhere. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, she was doing that the whole time?
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay, he doesn't want to kiss her, now he wants to, do the do. Starfire kissed Robin intensely. Her tongue massaged his, just as Raven had taught her. That's awkward, dude. That's not cool. She let out an unintentional moan. Are you gonna moan?
No.
Okay, there. That's enough moaning for today. Raven had taught her what Raven had taught her was crucial in giving a guy the right signals. She pushed her right hand through his hair, and her left hand was under his top on his chest, teasing his nipples.
Wait a minute.
Wait, hold the fuck on.
Okay.
Why are we doing this?
Because
It's
it'll
3
get
o'clock in the morning.
it'll get so many views.
At least 12.
At least 12, yeah. Robin let out a moan. His right hand was under her top, cupping her left breast.
Oh my god,
and
Robin.
and also teasing her nipple.
What the fuck?
Starfire wanted more, but she couldn't have more. Not now.
Oh my god, what? Oh, I need more training.
He then moved to her neck and to her shoulder blade, leaving a trail of kisses in his wake. It was like a trail of fire on her skin. Starfire moaned loudly, her body igniting in an explosion of senses, making her feel needy and desperate. She wanted more. She needed more. She forced herself to stop him from undressing her. Then she heard a deep growl come from him before Raven signaled her to get up. When Starfire got up, Robin was a bit confused. Both girls then became black energy and melted into the ground, leaving Robin at his peak and not very amused. They materialized in Starfire's room, and both girls burst into fits of giggles.
Did you see his face?
Raven asked.
He didn't look too much of the happy.
Okay, your day was speedy.
Raven.
Oh, your day was speedy.
Raven said, remembering the red-haired archer.
Oh, I do not know what to wear.
Starfire panicked.
I'll help you choose something.
Raven said, shocking both Star and herself. Starfire then flashed Raven a trademark smile and dashed to her cupboard and pulled out a few garments. For a second there, I thought it was going to say that she flashed Raven her tits.
Yeah,
That seems to be a recurring theme here.
Yeah. When Star emerged from her room an hour later, she found BB and Sai in the living room playing the game station.
The game station. We're back.
The doorbell then rang, and BB dashed to the door, returning a few moments later with the archer in tow. He looked up at Starfire, who was dressed in a knee-length purple skirt and lavender blouse. Her hair was styled in waves, her makeup was subtle, and her lips were glossed red. She also had black high heels on.
Who is that?
That's Speedy. Well, I'll make up a voice for Speedy. You look amazing, Starfire.
Oh fuck. Thank you. Oh no, that's right.
You're not Speedy, are you?
What if I am? Fucking myself tonight. Thank you, Speedy.
She purred. Recommended and taught by Raven. She then bid her friends farewell and left with her companion. Raven left the sanctuary of Star's room and returned to her own room, recalling the action that had happened within her 4 midnight blue walls. Using her powers, Raven picked up Robin's presence. He was within his own room. Raven then levitated down the hall and into her room. What?
She was just in her room.
Oh, okay. Into her own room, okay. Raven dressed herself and got out the book she was reading the previous day. Raven was then lost in the book, and was brought out of her stupor by a knock on the door. She peered over the book towards the door, as though if she glared at it, the person on the other end of the door would disappear. Yet the knocking persisted. Raven shut her book loudly, rose and marched to the door. The door gave way and exposed a highly annoyed Raven. Raven glared daggers at her intruder, but her expression changed when she saw her alien amigo. Starfire smiled naughtily at her, and Raven allowed the new red vixen into her dark room.
Well,
Raven asked.
The date was most enjoyable.
what happened?
Well, we had the dinner at the restaurant Mario's. We did the walking along the beach.
Anything else?
Well, we did the French kissing, and he said that I was a great kisser. Thank you, friend Raven.
That's great. No problem, Star.
Starfire then gripped Raven in a powerful embrace and lifted the goth off the ground. She then placed Raven on the floor again. Okay, it's you.
He said that we should do it again.
She squealed. Raven smiled at her overly excited friend, and Star dashed out of the room, pulling Raven with her. Okay, I'm gonna hold it like here so we can all see it.
Cool.
Okay.
Like we're missing our lines, but that's okay because this is a cringy reading. Okay, bye.
Oh, when the girls entered the living room, it was almost midnight, and BB and Sai had retired a long time ago.
Retired.
You should have just said. You should have just said fell asleep. I mean, just
Why?
never mind. Robin was in the living room though, flicking through the hundreds of channels they had. Okay, so I have Dish Network, and I have hundreds of channels too, and 99% of the time there's literally nothing on. It's a waste of money. Stick with YouTube, people. Stick with YouTube, where you can find more wholesome content such as this.
Wholesome is the key word here.
Yes. He looked up when the two girls entered, but said nothing. Starfire made her way into the kitchen, took out the milk, and poured some in 2 glasses, and put the glasses in the microwave. She then took out some cookies to put them on a plate. While Starfire was in the kitchen, Raven went to sit on the couch.
Hey,
She said to Robin. Hey, he replied.
haven't seen you much today.
She said. I've been busy, came his brisk reply.
Oh,
Raven said, smiling mentally. Starfire then floated to where they sat, put the milk and cookies on the table, and plopped down in between the two titans. "How was your date?" Robin asked casually.
It was good.
Starfire replied, stifling a laugh. "That's nice," Robin replied, yet he didn't seem very interested. Maybe because he wants her himself.
Yo.
That's every Teen Titans fan by now should probably know. Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, they sat in silence and watched a random movie for a little bit, while nibbling on cookies and sipping their milk. When a sex scene played upon the screen, okay,
Just a random movie.
A smile crept on Raven's lips. On when Robin's hand snaked its way onto her thigh.
Yo, you can't just do that.
Oh my god.
There's a word for that, children. It's called rape.
Yeah.
/ harassment.
Rape is better than meth.
Well, yeah, that's a proven fact. Lightly caressing her erogenous zones. Okay.
Let me explore your zones.
Okay. Her nipples hardened beneath the soft material of her blouse, and she closed her eyes for a brief moment before she got up and mounted Robin. She closed the distance between them and kissed him intensely. Raven, however, got up and left the living room, only to return later with something in her hand and a devastatingly naughty grin on her face. Robin looked at her while Star was licking his neck. Raven was up to something. Every bone in his body screamed it.
Whoa, you can't just leave me on that.
Okay, this is where the story ends. There's nothing. Alright, let's see.
I guess there's a sex scene. That's
What? The whole thing was a sex scene. There's not. It looks like there's no sex scene. Well, this whole thing is a sex scene. Okay.
I'm talking about the end though.
Well, yeah. Well, it was implied at least. So, guys, what did you think of this fine piece of literature?
I don't understand why this isn't famous when The Great Gatsby is. Stuff like that. Like, what is this? Gone with the Wind? This is much higher quality of writing.
Yeah, it's better than our old series, 13 The Next Generation.
Oh, dude, that series, like, oh my gosh. Okay. My review is, what the fuck is a Teen Titan?
What? Oh, okay.
The T-Tower.
I just realized something. These are teenagers. This whole thing is an underage.
It's all illegal.
It's all illegal. Okay.
I mean, most people do it at this age anyway, but
if
that's
you're,
still kind of messed up.
If you're a cop watching this, please don't throw me in jail. This is purely for entertainment purposes. We're not trying to bash the author. The author, they can do whatever they want.
We're not trying to bash the author, but we are bashing the author.
No, we're not trying to bash the author. I mean, do what you want to, I guess. But, anyway, that was Threesome, a Teen Titans fanfiction. Just as a disclaimer, I don't own any of these characters, and neither do you, most likely. So, alright, see you guys next video. Don't forget to rate, comment, share, and subscribe.
I want to die.
So do I.
I'll never subscribe.
Bye.